OTAs? More like OTAs. Right? Am I right? So exciting. Football's back.
I love how you're holding the microphone, too, like a Netflix special.
Whoa.
You're holding it like you're performing on stage.
How you guys doing tonight? What's the deal with women? Organized team activities begin this week, and we'll be out at the Star on Thursday. Thursday's going to be a packed day. We've got the Stars game there, Stars game 4. We've got Rangers baseball in the middle, in the swing, and we got organized team activities for the Cowboys. And this is always a little bit of a, I'll be honest, a little bit of a hyped up time that you've got to have a good understanding of what it is. I think a lot of people hear OTAs and hear that they're going to be back out there and think they're out there in full pads and tackling. It's not that, but there's still a lot of things that you can learn and a lot of things that you can look out for. Exactly, the Dallas Cowboys. And in fact, Michael Gallup, you'll be one of the things that we'll be watching. We'll talk about that here in a sec. So here are 5 things that I'm going to be looking for while we're out there. Brian Broaddus and I.
And the preview, by the way, is brought to you by Bosch, the official sponsor of the fans' coverage of OTA and minicamp.
Yep, and we'll be out there repping it and giving you guys all the coverage. But Brian Broaddus and I did a new Love of the Star yesterday, and you can hang out with Brian Broaddus, myself, a bunch of other people from the station tonight at Boomer Jacks, 10250 Technology Boulevard in Dallas to watch the Stars if you like, and talk Cowboys with us. But we were discussing the things that we're looking for out here in OTAs and the things that you actually reasonably can evaluate. It's like rookie minicamp a couple weeks ago, where it's the most you can really take from rookie minicamp is who is teaching what, who is talking to who, what are the coaches working on with who. Those are the kind of things that you can look at. So here are the things that I'm looking at for. Number 1, who is Mike McCarthy interacting with? Who is Mike McCarthy standing over? Mike McCarthy has generally in his time in Dallas during OTAs, training camp, things like that. You guys have been out there practicing him. He's usually arms folded, kind of at midfield.
Kind of hard to find him.
Usually closest to the quarterbacks, but he's kind of just observing everything.
Yeah.
He's going to be calling plays. He's going to be intricately involved in what Dak Prescott's doing this season. It's obvious that a big focus is we've got to reduce the interceptions. We're changing up some schematic things. We're not going to see the full playbook out there this week at OTAs. That's not what this is about. But what we can see is how much coaching is Mike McCarthy doing of Dak Prescott? How much is he standing over him, involved with him, talking to him between, practice reps, things like that? I think that'll be an important thing to see and be a quick indicator of, is it more Schottenheimer or McCarthy standing there dealing with Dak?
Yeah, I'm very interested to see and hear Mike going back to aspects of teaching. Now, I'm sure he's been doing it while coaching, but this is really getting your hands dirty again. Something Broaddus, I think, you correct me if I'm wrong, Broaddus has questioned whether Mike would really want to get his hands this dirty again. And now he is.
That's the term. I think Brian used that exact term yesterday about getting his hands dirty. And so, no, absolutely. I think that's one of the things that you're going to watch for is how much does Mike McCarthy look like he is being hands-on specifically with your quarterback? Because I think we all recognize the quarterback's performance is going to largely determine Mike McCarthy's long-term future here.
I think he ain't alone.
Duh.
So
basically every coach, right?
The other thing, the second thing that I'm going to be looking out for, the offensive line work. So again, you're not in pads. You're not going to see a whole bunch of really physical stuff. Last year around this time, we were just looking for where was Tyler Smith playing? How did Tyler Smith look in his pass sets, his footwork, things like that? This time around, there's just so many questions about what the offensive line combinations can look like that I'm going to be looking at, is Tyler Smith working on kick slides? Mm-hmm. Does he look like he's working with the offensive line coach on, the type of pass blocking technique that you would see from a tackle, or does he look more like he's doing guard footwork? Is Asim Richards the 4th round pick or the 5th round pick out of North Carolina, the guy who sounds like they want to play at tackle, but they believe he can play all over the place? Is he taking snaps? Is he working inside at guard? Tyron, does his footwork look like it's on the right side or the left side? Those are all things to look at.
You don't have to look at. I can already tell you what's going to happen.
Tell me.
Tyron will be working on footwork at left tackle.
Okay.
Tyler will be working on footwork at left guard. And that's all you need to know. You don't even have to go out there. You're welcome.
Great. What are we even doing?
I know.
We need to have the sheriff badge
Ask
instead
me
of
what else
below
you-
the belt. All right. Well, then here's my next question
Do you
for you,
agree
Sean.
with that? The way they're talking now?
No, I think we're going to see Tyron working it right.
And
Because I don't think Steele's totally ready yet.
Okay.
And so I think because that they're going to have him working right tackle.
Opening day lineup.
I still right now anticipate it's Tyler Smith at left tackle, Terrence Steele at right tackle, Zach Martin and Shuma Edoga guard, and Biadasz at center.
And Tyron your swing.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, man. I don't know.
I agree with that. I hope you're right, but it's not the way they're talking.
I just feel like it's a lot of public posturing and negotiation tactics. They still got to get Terrence Steele done. And
Does
then
anyone posture more with their? Create as many offensive line headlines.
Right.
They insulted Terrence Steele weeks ago, and now they're hyping up Tyron to get him ready to be the swing tackle off the bench. It's weird.
which I don't think, when you talk about the way they were handling things with Terrence Steele, I don't think it's too much of a leap to say Terrence Steele probably wasn't thrilled with the way they were talking about him at Combine and after. And reasonably so. The dude has earned his spot and been absolutely fantastic. And you saw how much of a drop the offensive line took last year when Steele went out and Tyron had to play right tackle. It didn't go as well.
Well, how much of that is that Tyron's not a right tackle?
I think that's part of it, but Tyron has played right tackle before, and what you saw was...
What, his rookie year?
Yes, but what you saw, I think, and at USC, I think what you saw was a issue with decline more than being uncomfortable with where he was at.
I buy that.
But still, would he look better at left tackle? Probably. He would probably have cleaned up some of that. The third thing I'm looking for, and that Sean's going to tell us what the answer is.
Yes.
Who's missing, Sean? I want to know what's the famous Darren Hambrick line, Choppy?
What do voluntary mean?
What do voluntary mean? Is anybody out here trying to make a statement by missing? Less so that. I don't think they're going to have as many of those. What I'm more interested in is who's not physically ready. Where's Pollard at? Where's Steele at? Are we going to find a surprise injury of, hey, where's this guy at? Is he just skipping? And then we hear, oh, no, he had a surgery 3 weeks ago. And
is Diggs in a category? Are we in a time frame where Diggs could justify not showing up?
Interesting. No, not yet.
Okay. Well, then everyone else will be there.
But I think Diggs could be in that category. Maybe, I don't know. No insight here.
Maybe not Steele.
Steele is Steele's been out there working every day, pretty much at the start. It's just a question of how ready is he to do some of the team stuff. I would guess we're going to see Pollard and Steele out there and on bands and stuff and not doing a whole lot.
Because of Dak's leadership, they will all be there.
That's right.
If healthy.
You're damn right. Meanwhile, that running back in Baltimore can't even show up, even after getting his payday.
All right.
All right. The other thing that I'm going to be looking for out here, number 4, Michael Gallup and Jabril Cox confidence in their knees. I was
Kneecaps. Looking at their kneecaps.
here's the thing. We are,
Which one's Miles Jack?
gosh, it was October 21 when Jabril Cox tore his ACL. We're almost 2 years. We're almost 2 years down the road here. It was surprising last year that we're at the end of the year and we're looking out there at practice and it's like, why does Jabril Cox still have a compression sleeve on his leg? It's still there, which is a sign of not feeling confident about what you got there. And so if we get out here to OTAs, I've already...
Wait a second. Players wear compression sleeves all the time in sports.
He never did. He's wearing this compression sleeve and a brace. It's a brace with a sleeve over it. And so if the brace and the sleeve are still there on that leg, he doesn't have confidence in it.
Okay. I'm just devil's advocate. Like, would you not, if you tore an ACL, wear a brace? Like, Parcells used to mandate every offensive lineman had knee braces on, whether they had good knees or not.
No, I would not. I would not wear the brace forever. And that's one of the early on. I understand the stability of it, but there reaches a point where they say you are cleared, you are fine. You don't need the brace. So if there is a lack of trust in that knee, that'll be one of those. When I get out there, if I see the sleeve and the brace are on there, that's going to be my new projection is Jabril Cox gets cut at the end of training camp. Because we're 2 years out and he doesn't trust his leg.
MJ wore a knee brace every day. Now, it was a sleeve brace. It wasn't like one of those metal ones.
Yeah.
He did. Context is different here for that one. And then Michael Gallup, I don't think is going to be wearing any sort of a brace. I think Michael Gallup's going to be clear. But how comfortable does he look out there running? He talked it up. We heard him last week. He was talking up how confident he felt and how, this is MG's back. It's the new MG. There was last year, he was there of course are going to be some physical limitations sometimes coming back from an ACL. A big part of it was, I think the Cowboys trying to convince him, you need to trust what we're medically telling you, which is you are good. And I understand that's a leap, but you got to take that leap and understand you're good. So confidence in their own injuries is something that I'll be looking for. And then number 5, the 5th one listed, but the one that I'm interested to see how it breaks out, how many kickers are there working out and what the hell do they look like? Because this kicking situation, I still think they've made a mistake by what seems like essentially ruling out Brett Maher and walking away from him after what was one Jose Leclerc meltdown.
Yes.
When it came to extra points.
Well, to be fair, we all said it was a disaster in training camp, that they're screwed. They have no answers. And they found an answer in Maher.
Right.
So they're probably taking that same exact approach.
Yeah.
Except without Brett. But I've never seen or had to cover my head for more kicks in Oxnard than last year.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
Garibay?
yes.
Never.
Oh my gosh.
Brad Sham, take cover. I'm getting behind Sham. People in the crowd. Cowboys PR had to go and recover the kicks because they're going everywhere. And they figured it out. They answered it.
Garibay area, because that's where his kicks were
Garibay
going.
area, that's right. Because Maher
We're
was
staying in this
tremendous.
zip code.
I mean, I can't imagine they have a better kicking year than they did last year.
You've reached your joke quota for the segment.
Oh, damn it.
I really would be surprised if they had a better kicking year than they did last year.
This guy-
But what I'm saying is, in training camp, we were having the same discussion. They have no answer.
True.
They're screwed at kicker.
It's true. We felt exactly the same way, and then it ended up being good. Vizcaíno, that'll be interesting because he was brought in to compete before the San Francisco game, and he looked awful next to Maher in practice that week.